everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. We have Oscar snoring in the background. You might hear him from time to time, hopefully not too terrible. And we have the Tinseltown Tarot on the tarot table. Today for this reading we are looking at the Parkles and their brand situation again today, and their financial situation in the following reading, coming up to Harry's birthday and the trust fund. There is talk about that trust fund. So I'll be looking at that next, but I just want to first check in on the speculation that the deal with William Morris Endeavour Talent Agency is over. There was a lot of speculation back in April that it was over, and it had quietly been put to bed, and that was it. It was about a year after the great announcement, to great fanfare, that the deal had been signed, and they were representing Meghan, and Ari Emanuel was taking her under his wing, and all these wonderful things would be delivered. Nothing at all has come of that representation agreement, no deals. And the latest we've seen, of course, is the dog biscuits and the raspberry jam. And so lots of people are saying there is no way that she would have done that if she was still represented by WME, that allegedly Ari has quietly distanced himself from the whole debacle, and they have some sort of agreement where they won't diss each other, badmouth each other, but it is done. So we're going to look and see what is going on. Tinseltown Tarot, little 5-card reading. First of all, to see what the cards want to tell us. Status of the deal, what he thinks of her. Of course, a lot of people think that he took her on as a kind of, not a dare, but a challenge. You know, I'm so great, I'm so magnificent, I can make anyone popular or successful, I can put any deals together. And we saw some things like the Kevin Costner function that she was at, and tried to grab the microphone when she was wearing the dog blanket and things like that. But that was a long time ago, and it's all gone very, very quiet lately, and there seems to be a bit of a panic on, which we'll look at in the next reading. So is she untouchable now? Because the rumors, the speculation swirling around is that nobody will touch her now. She is done in Hollywood. And how does she feel about this? Is she aware of this? The Tower, interesting card to show up in the shuffle, and we'll shuffle it back in and remind you as I'm doing it, we're dealing with tarot for fun and entertainment or speculation. It is all my opinion, and I'm just reading energy here, and disclaimer in the box below. And let's see what is going on with this deal. If it really is all over, quietly, secretly, behind the scenes, she has been dumped. I say she because it was her. He signed her on, and not Harry, not the two of them, which was interesting. And there we have the Temperance card in reverse. That is a situation that has become rather fractious. Upright, it's about harmony, good relationships, and a peaceable kind of a situation, everybody being on their best behavior and treating each other very nicely. But in reverse, the angel in the Temperance card becomes the devil. It becomes very angry, very toxic, very difficult. And so I think we're in that energy. It's also impatience, Temperance upright, the patience, waiting patiently for things to unfold in due course, and in reverse, becoming very impatient. So I think that this references her behavior, this one's wife, shall we call her behavior that is intemperate. It is difficult, it is somewhat toxic, somewhat aggressive perhaps, and difficult to deal with, impatient for things to happen, not listening to advice. It's all of those things. Apparently she doesn't take direction, and that is the problem. People tell her sensible things, and she knows best. She doesn't listen. there is that for me energetically in that Temperance card in reverse. Situation we're dealing with today, we are dealing with the Two of Cups. That's a partnership. It doesn't have to be a romantic partnership at all. It can be a business relationship. So there it is. That is the deal that was struck last April and now seems to be in big trouble, if not entirely over. And so let's see, where are we with this deal right now? What is the status of it? We've got the Five of Cups in reverse. That is a card of regret, recrimination. I would say it's all over. The Three Cups spilled, the Two Cups still standing. It does not mean those Two Cups are still standing. It just means that there is still something good around potentially, but the focus is on what has been lost. I just need to let the little one out. When he needs to go, he needs to go. So he's out and I'm back, and we have the Five of Cups on the table talking about the status of the deal. That is something that ended in tears. It is in reverse, which tells me that we are possibly not hearing about it. Secret. This is something that's been hidden from us. That's how I'm reading that reversal. I do think it's finished. I think it's over. I think that between the two of them over here, who started off, it was also promising. It has led to recriminations, regret. How did it all go so wrong? And walking away from it, but walking quietly away from it with that Five of Cups. Can't tell anyone, can't make it public, can't say how badly wrong it went or how much regret there was about actually taking this client on or signing this deal, whoever's side you are looking at with that Five of Cups. And of course this is me just reading energy, and I'm being drawn to the deck of cards that is sitting here just out of shot here, and I have the World in reverse, which is also a failure, something that's come to a bad end with the World in reverse. I'm going to leave it there because I think it's important that it shows itself. It seems to want to be seen, that World card. It's a PR card for me because it's about the world and the public and all eyes on the situation, all eyes on this thing that has not worked out the way it was supposed to. World in reverse with the Five of Cups in reverse. What does Ari Emanuel actually think of Megan right now? We got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Well. That is... I have to say it. What she was called by the Spotify guy, the grifter card. It's not a word that's in my vocabulary. It's not a word we use here in South Africa. It's not a word that I really heard around when I was in Britain and Ireland. And I spent a long time in those countries, didn't hear the word grifter. I think it's a very American term. I can't really think of a good equivalent that we use, but Eight of Pentacles is about work. Hardworking, somebody when it's upright, somebody who's mastered their craft, who's diligent, who's shows up every day, who really tries their best, brings their best game. Not when it's in reverse. In reverse, it's somebody who's lazy, entitled, undisciplined, somebody who doesn't work hard, who I think what I'm really trying to get to is professional development, ongoing professional development. You know, if you're a doctor or a lawyer, or a lot of professions have it, even actors and people who play music or in sport, you don't just stop learning and growing. You carry on all through your life. If you are trying to master something, and that card is the card of mastery, you carry on learning, working, you teach and you learn together. And this is somebody who can't be bothered to do the hard work, to take classes, to apply herself to her craft. We've seen it with those very tacky looking jars of jam, and now the dog biscuits as well, with the labels on crooked, peeling off. The nasty, it looked like a rotten old bandage tied around the top of one. The labels don't match. It's just so tacky. The dead flowers, the moldy lemons, it looked terrible. You wouldn't get a very high status, very successful agent enjoying or appreciating that kind of behavior. No, expects the best, and he got very much less than her best performance. Perhaps she isn't capable of anything better. There's a lot packed into that Eight of Pentacles in reverse for me, reading the energy of the cards. And so let's see if she's now poison. I won't say box office poison, but if she's really toxic in those circles in Hollywood, as far as representation goes, as far as deals go, is she now untouchable? And we have the Magician in reverse. I would say so, because the card is in reverse. It's the PR card. It's the wave the magic wand, and anything is possible. I will make you famous. I will, sign over here, and you will be the next best thing. And that's what happened. It's sitting under the Two of Cups. There was a very cozy deal just over a year ago that we all heard about. And now it's the Magician in reverse. Even the most accomplished PR people, talent agents, people who put deals together, movers and shakers, that's the Magician, in Hollywood, will not be able to fix this mess, don't want to take it on, because the Magician is in reverse. Nobody wants this. Nobody thinks that they can do anything with this mess. It's a very big card, and we have got some very big cards in this reading. World in reverse, Temperance in reverse, Magician in reverse. She really is done. It's very clear she's done. It's consistent energy as I read on and on and on with these two. This is a constant message. This deal is done. This brand is done. She is done in Hollywood. Does she know it? How does she feel? Final card of this reading. Four of Cups. She knows she's been rejected. It is the card of rejection. You offered something and you're kind of indifferent, you're kind of apathetic about it. Oh, it just doesn't really appeal to me. Bored energy, indifferent energy with the Four of Cups. So she knows that people are not falling under her spell, and I use that term because we have the Magician on the table, and that is, of course, magic and stardust and all that kind of thing that these kinds of top-notch agents can sprinkle and make you look amazing. And nobody's falling for it. Nobody's buying it. Whatever she is offering up right now, they're just like, nah, I don't think so. Pass. Thanks, but no thanks. It's not a huge card, so I don't think it has really landed yet. How bad this is. Bit of a panic on with the jam and the dog biscuits, and then blaming Nacho for the disaster of releasing it all when the Princess of Wales was making her very brave appearance back in public while she's going through this very difficult health situation. We've got the Five of Cups in reverse and the Four of Cups sitting with each other in this reading. We have rejection, indifference, and then we have a lot of regret, a lot of misery. But because that card is in reverse, I think it's behind the scenes, it's private. We will find out about it eventually. I'm sure publicly we will hear about it eventually, but not for now. And I think it all boils down to this Temperance card in reverse, this behavior of hers that I think personally, my impression, my opinion, is that it is difficult behavior. Doesn't listen, doesn't take direction, doesn't show up, doesn't do the work, doesn't learn her lessons, doesn't apply herself. And so I think we can sum it up with the famous expression, talentless grifter. that is your reading. It looks like it really is all over with WME and Ari Emanuel. And we're going to look at the inheritance and the financial situation in Montecito next.